good morning. Daddy Chris from SRTV London, and it is May 20th. When I hear 20th of May, something comes to my mind. I'm getting older. Soon. Well, the show is called Wake Up Nigeria, and this is where we take a look at some of the things that are happening in Nigeria. We take a very critical look at the dailies, what the newspapers are saying. Of course, the newspaper will always report on what is happening today in Nigeria. I'm going to take a very short time today because I have my team complete, and we're going to make it really sharp. All right. As you will know, labor crisis and the federal government is there. I think we deserve better wages, but so also we deserve better work. Sometimes Nigerians want to be well paid. The question is, are you putting in the right work? Because you cannot get the my princess will say workshop. You work and you shop from your work. You can never. It's why the Bible always say you must eat from the fruit of your labor. Sometimes we want to enjoy the fruit of what we didn't work for. So, and perhaps as we are calling on the federal government to increase wages, which they're supposed to do, we should also think of how we can make ourselves productive to the country. Because if we do so, we are contributing to Nigeria, meaning we are building a future for our children. It's a win-win. Because if Nigeria gets better today, your child will live in a better country. So why don't we look a little bit beyond today and say, okay, what am I really doing? If I'm contributing to Nigeria today, I'm contributing to the future of my children. That is the most secure future you can give for your child. You cannot give your child a better future than Nigeria of tomorrow. I know you can build all the houses in the world. You know, those houses I saw in those days, they are old now. I cannot stay in the same house my father stayed anymore because it's not on my thing. So, and that's how the world is going to evolve. It's going quick. And in these days of artificial intelligence, you think your son is going to drive your car or your children are going to drive the kind of car we're driving now? The car I'm driving today has not been made before I came to Europe. 8 years ago, I know the kind of car that was in vogue. Today, nobody want to drive that kind of car. So where do you think you're going to create the kind of thing that your children want to live in? Or the kind of car or the kind of money you can make that your children will live? No. The tomorrow you can build for your child is a better Nigeria. And that is the language I have for everybody today. So if we have that in mind, we'll be thinking, okay, let us build tomorrow. Let us work for our children, meaning we are building a better Nigeria. Not the cars you can buy, not the amount of wealth you can gather today. My people, there's something called artificial intelligence. It's come to stay and it's taking over the world. Well, let me quickly introduce you. My people are here and they are excited. Let me start with I don't know where to start because I like that girl that have this long hair, this big hair from called Abuja. Look at her. How you doing, Mary? You're kinking.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Yes. So how is Abuja today?
Abuja is cool. Like it's cool. The weather is cool. Everything is fine. Just the soldier and trader clash at Banex Market. It happened, I think, on it was Saturday. Yes, the person actually got the phone from the shop, and I think when he took the phone home, it happened that the phone was faulty. So he returned it, and the man refused to accept it. That it's not collecting. So he had to go there with a soldier, and I think it led to a fight. Soldier had to call his other members, and I think they started closing everybody's shop, started fighting in the market, and all of that. So they had to call the police force to come there. And I think the police were able to ensure calmness in the market that Saturday. You know,
Yeah, and that is abuse of power in the first place. Anyway, what power has if a military man, if you go and buy something and you find that there's fault in it, there's a civilized way of doing it. That's a civil offense. It's not something you begin
yeah,
to
because
assault
the
people
trader
about.
refused. He had to go and bring soldier to back him up.
And now I saw some little chaos on social media. It's like the whole marketers have now start to attack them or what happened.
Yes,
There was a
yes, the
fight.
market has. Yes,
They
they started
came out
attacking.
and yes.
Yeah, it was just like four soldiers that came. He called his other members, so they were like four
Anyway,
soldiers against the market. So it was not easy. So
I
it
can't
led
wait to
to
let's bring the other people in because this is an interesting topic. It'll be nice. Let's see Lagos. Lagos, where are you? You hear what Mary is saying? Apparently, soldier men are beating people up for because what they bought is not what they expect, and they resort to violence. That is a shame, Is that the way to go? But anyway, how is Lagos?
Yeah, Lagos is fine this morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, London. Good morning, Abuja. This is David reporting live from Lagos. I can tell you the weather in Lagos is cool and it's going to be sunny because we are 27 degrees. Okay, talking about our security agencies, the same thing applies here in Lagos as well. Though the police has been arrested by disciplinary, by the military police anyway, for assaulting a lady called Aderele Aisha. She offended, she drove against the traffic and she was stopped by the Nigerian police. But the spokesman for the Nigerian police, Benjamin Hundeyin, had come out to say that the police acted unprofessional. So because of that, he has been arrested and he has been detained for disciplinary action. So we hope things like this don't occur again, and we hope our police behave in a more
Yes, we do hope that Nigerian police behave in a civilized way. And in fact, the Nigerian forces, sometimes they don't understand. That was why Obasanjo want to change the name to the Nigerian Police Service, the Nigerian Military Service. We should not be called them force anymore. They should be called service. Anyway, obviously there's issue with Abuja. Let's see Princess. Princess is here always to cover up. Princess, please unmute yourself. And
Is
let's
Abuja
hear
having
from you.
issue? Are we having issue here?
Yes, there's one or two technical issues because I was talking to you, Mary, and it froze. So I had to run, and I run to Lagos. Lagos is frozen. Now I'm going to stay in London for some minutes before I bring you guys in. Princess,
I see. Okay, I should work on it.
it's
It's
better
okay.
now. I think it's better now, Mary. Well, until we get you back. Yeah, Princess.
Good
So
morning, Daddy Chris.
morning, Princess. So how is London? Are you putting on weight? OMG, this one is
No,
putting on
no,
weight.
no, no, I'm not. Oh.
Uh-uh. It's like
Yes,
London is doing you well. Honestly, you're looking kinky, but with a lot of weight. Okay, go on. You don't say in those days somebody when African women are meant to have meat in the bones. Not be these days when they're saying are tiny women. Anyway, let's go. Sorry about that.
anyway, I'm okay today. London is fine. It's quite sunny where I am, and the weather is bright. Of course, we it's a new week, new hope, new expectations, and a lot of work to be done as regarding the Nigerian week. Last week we did we've been speaking trying to partner with people with our indigenous products, restaurants and people, other people. But this week, in as much as we're still doing that, we'll try to look at ethnic groups, different societies, groups from Nigeria, so we bring them in. It's not the Nigerian Week London is not basically about a particular tribe. It's all tribe. We look at every other culture in Nigeria is expected to be there. So we're trying to get as much people as we can on board. That will be our focus this week to make sure that we get the different ethnic groups. We're going to get apparently Edo, the Yorubas, the Hausas, the Tiv people, Calabar, the Urobos, the Igbos, like we did last year. So that will be the focus this week. In as much as we already have a lot of Nollywood, Nollywood are on board already. Well, the focus this week would be the musical artists and, of course, different tribes that we'll be bringing on board.
I think you saying that is quite interesting because sometimes we forget the tribes, the component, the diversity that makes up Nigeria. And when we talk of Nigerian music culture, we see Afrobeat, but Afrobeat is actually an African thing. Nigeria is made up of different culture. Like you rightly said, you have the Robos, the Yorubas, the Igbos, the Hausas, and the TVs. In fact, the Benin, the Inshan, these are all unique and they have unique cultural dances, Princess. I don't know how many of you guys will be able to put together. I really want to work with you to see that because I'll be watching now. I'm getting old, you're in charge. It'd be nice to see how these different cultures, even if that is what we display in London, the different cultural groups that makes up Nigeria. We can't get it all because I think Nigeria is made up of about 300 and something nations. Because if you speak a different language, that's a nation. The Shekiri is a nation, the Yoruba is a nation, the Joy is a nation. That's within Delta State alone. If they will tell you Ika, they will tell you they are not Igbo. So there's the Delta Igbo is a nation of its own. We have the real Igbo is a nation. And even when, the last time I had a discussion with somebody, which Mary may be able to tell us, let's bring everybody in on this point. Mary, somebody tell me, Mary, I don't know if this is true. Say, Abakaleke, they are not Igbo. I don't understand that. You understand? Do they have a different? Because sometimes everybody call us, we are all Benin or we are all something. You understand? But we are different. Within our side, we have the Isoko. They will say they are not. If Isoko speaks, I hear them. They tell you they are not Urobo. You understand? They have the Shekiri, of course. It's a different nation of their own. We have the Jaws. I'm talking within also. If care is not taken, we have a tribe called the Okpe. They even don't. I don't understand what they speak. But at least we managed to be together calling ourselves Urobo. So if we break Nigeria, and all of them have their different groups, they have their different music. If you have a party, if they bring their own. So I'm asking you now, is it true that Igbo, so that Princess, in the course of this, looking for the different cultural groups, we know how to explore it. Does Igbo have different nations? Or you are all one?
We are all one. It's just that discrimination of the Abakaleke. They try to make them look like you're not Igbo. That's segregation, which is wrong. They are Igbos, even though we hardly hear what they say. It's difficult to really comprehend whatever they are speaking.
But okay, let me put it this way: do they have a different cultural dance? Do they have their own music? Do they?
Sure.
Sometimes you have Urobo playing Urobo music, which is different from the Isoko.
Every Igbo has different cultural dance. All the Igbo states, we don't have the same dance. Because the way Imo State dance is different from the way Enugu dance. I think Enugu and Anambra is almost the same because then Imo and Abia are like the same. But Ebonyi that is the Abakaleke is totally different.
Ebonyi
What about
stand on
Port
its own. I think
Harcourt?
we have interviewed somebody from there before in my
Yes.
church. Is a traditionalist like to the core. And so he made us understood that Abakaleke Ebonyi state as a whole, they have their own food, their
Yeah.
own indigenous language, different from the regular Igbo, even though there are similarities but if it chooses to speak the real Abakaleke, even somebody from Enugu will not comprehend at all. And so they have their own indigenous language, their food, their dance, which he actually did. I think everything is on. Where I did that report before I left Nigeria the last time, and so he made us understand that they are different. Like she said, I think there is this similarity between Enugu and Ebonyi and rather
Anambra.
Anambra State, but Ebonyi is quite different, and everything about them is different as well.
I
Even
mean,
though
it's
they
quite
are
interesting. That's
categorized
what you
as
do,
Igbo.
Mary. As you explore the different cultures in Nigeria, Mary, you'll be opening it. And these are things we need to know. We're gonna be united in our diversity, which is cool. But I think when we bring in these ingredients in, it makes us richer. You understand? I don't think any tribe should abandon what they have. They should bring it. They should grow it.
Yes, that is
Like,
what I'm
yeah,
trying to do, and even speaking with them, and some of the letters I'm compiling is that we want to know you as a people. It's another thing of connecting. This
yes,
Nigerian week is not basically about just coming to do the award and everybody go. We need to connect as a people here.
networking. Yes,
Like the previous chairperson of the 2023 Nigerian Week London said, Nero Ubujabo said that, Nigerian, we are unique people. Especially here in the UK, we're actually doing exploit. Everywhere you see a Nigerian person, you can never see them being lazy, being dull. They are always up and doing, making us proud. So I think it's another form of apart from the fact that we'll be relaxing that day, having fun, of we coming together, is a way of connecting and getting to know each other more. You know, it's amazing. I was just as I was
yes,
editing yesterday,
yes.
I was editing with the last year footage, and of course, we saw her, the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Hausas, the Tiv, the Urobos, the Edo came together for that event. I needed to see the way everybody was bonding. So that's another aspect of
Now,
the
the networking
Nigerian.
is amazing. Princess, you know what I want to see? Eh? A celebration of Nigerian cuisine. Not the egusi, this, that, you understand? There's a kind of food we eat in Urobo land, you understand? If you taste it, you will run. If there's one a riboto, those are the kind of crazy things. In fact, there was a day here in London where the Urobo women celebrated a Ogwevri. This is, we call it,
Owoto Day. They actually covered that event and it was amazing.
it is
So
amazing.
I'm going to still meet them to come and cook
Exactly.
Owo that
Come on,
day, showcase
exactly. And people
their
from different parts of Nigeria will now have the opportunity to eat that very food. You understand? And the winner will go away with it. You understand? So you can imagine Nigerian food being celebrated, because that is the thing we can give to the rest of the world. We have a lot. So rather than celebrating our diversity in a negative way, we can do it in a positive way. And thank you for putting that on board. I can't wait to see the different cultural dances, because we know Robo have Kenike dance. I can only remember us when we were in secondary school. My secondary school, we had the Isha. The Isha, they know they have the way of rolling. If you see their dance, princess, they roll, they jump and turn, on air. That is the Isha. It's acrobatic. You understand? And there's something. Of course, you know the Igbos for the Atilogo, but I'm sure there are other dance in Igbo land. Even the other one, you see them. Igbo have this. Other than Atilogo, Atilogo I think is the national one. But there are some steps. You see the Igbo people dancing, and everybody's doing it even on social media these days. Unique step, and I can't wait to see that. That's one Nigeria to look like this way. If we can do that this year, I wouldn't want to see. Okay, if we have the Afro boys, they've done us well, all right, they've made it. But how about, why I think this is important? There are musicals in UK theater. Just in case you guys don't know, theater is more expensive than to watch a movie. To pay into a UK theater, you pay 100 and something pounds, some £200 to get in. Because those are live performances you will not be able to see anywhere else. It's not like the one you capture and everybody's going to watch. A movie is made, it's going to show around the world, but this performance is live. You go there, you see it, or you will not see them again. People pay heavily. How about Nigeria selling at the logo across the world?
Yeah, that's another idea this year, sir, for Nigerian week this year is that, instead of, we know that hip hop, Afrobeat is a Nigerian thing, but we want to inculcate more of cultural stuff, making it more Nigerian.
I
In
mean,
as much
I'm
as
thinking,
we,
let's dominate the UK stage. That would be something, That's a good one,
yes,
Prince. I'm really excited.
in as much as we actually, bring in some artists, we still want, like I said, me relating with some of the cultural groups here. The essence is, come and flood the stage with your dance,
With your
your
food.
anything you do in your culture, any performances you can do just for 5-10 minutes, that would be okay. Just come showcase it to the world. These are this group, they are social persons or people, and that's something nobody can take away from you. In as much as we live in the UK, it's a good thing that people still carry culture around, and that is what we want to display that day. And this year we're trying so hard for everybody to come with their cultural attires. We don't want people last year they did try as well, but we want to make it pronounced this year. We want to bring it very hard that please, once you're coming this year, it's everything about Nigeria and your culture.
Yes.
Represent where you're from.
Dress who you
So,
are. Don't
yes.
dress English. We have enough suit already. This is English. Come with Robo. I think they did that during this is it African Magic Viewer Choice Award. We saw a lot of cultural attires on display. Anyway, our fashion designer, they've gone crazy, They've gone crazy. They displayed their creativity in that event, and it was good. All right, let's showcase to London for one day that we are Nigerians and we have different attire. So when people dress up that day, and as we go to the event, as we converge, let it be that Nigeria you look. Thank you very much. That's an exciting day. We're looking forward to it. All right. And we will be asking you, we'll be doing a very big show on that shortly. It's going to be strictly on the Nigerian weekend there. Today is a short time. And so, yes, where are we in Nigeria? Let's take a look at what is going on in the country. But before we go, Mary was telling us a very sad news, and both Mary and I think Lagos and Abuja, you have some similar experience today that the security system, so the a system of abusing power. So if I'm a policeman, I can abuse it. A soldier man go into a shop, buy something, and if there's issue with it, he goes there and display, yes, I'm a soldier man. Eh? That's a civil issue. What concern your uniform and the bloody thing you buy from a shop? This is
No, I
civilization.
think, I think, I think, sir. We Nigeria, there's something that has to do with army, the uniform, their personalities, the way they carry themselves. we know we Nigerians, we can be very funny, we can be very, dubious as well. We can, be nonchalant. But when we see army, we tend to behave ourselves.
Okay.
And you can see people when we get to checkpoint. I can be driving and answering call and still talking to a policeman and all that. But the moment you sight army checkpoints at the front, immediately, not even you that is driving, another passenger, everybody turns off. You drop your phone, keep it very well. You don't pick calls where they are. And so people tend to conduct themselves when they see army people. And maybe apparently that was the mindset of this same person that went to invite this army, because
Yes.
he felt Nigerians, if we see army, we will behave ourselves. Nobody needs to tell you to behave yourself.
You get the
The army,
message.
yes, the army is not, they are not friendly with you. Though they
Yes.
don't look for trouble, but they are not the people you just, you don't want to, go into any kind of, issues, have issues with. And so I want to believe that that's the, the reason
But
for bringing the
if that
army
is the
there.
level, if that is discipline, that's so be it. But the question is, was he an Mary? I don't know the story. Was he an army person that had the issue, or somebody had the issue and bring in army?
No, Suleiman had the issue. The both of them are even Suleiman. I think the shop owner Suleiman Ahmed, while the customer Suleiman Ibrahim, they are both Muslims. So since the shop owner refused to collect the phone,
Please come back.
whereby the person that bought it said it's faulty. So that one that bought it had to go and call 4 soldiers. He brought the soldiers, and I think the soldiers were kind of fighting for him, they were supporting him, leading to closing of people's shop. They were closing people's shop, fighting, and some marketers had to attack them as well before they now had to call the police force to come calm the situation.
Yeah, and that is a very good thing because it is a job of the Nigerian police. And on a good day, if you call the UK police and you have such issue, they will tell you it's a civil matter. You understand? Police will not come unless
And
you
another
make it
and another thing, police issue is that police self will tell you they don't have fuel, they don't have
fast.
they don't have this and that, and these are
I
some of the
agree.
issues. You have to write statement, you have to pay money, you have to do that and that, and maybe the person, apparently this person is close to the soldier will not just get up and follow you. It's somebody that is close to them. I want to believe that.
Yes.
So it's not out of place. It's just that I feel like if I get something, there should be a warranty or a guarantee to read that, okay, if I buy this within this period, except of course it's out of my carelessness, the phone fell down, is broken or something. But I
Yes.
still want to believe that if somebody bought a phone at that moment, it should be working. But if it's not working,
Can return.
you should be able to return it within a certain period of time.
And it's
And that
written.
is why I've never gotten anything like that from ban. I don't Naturally, I don't like banners. It's too crowded, nowhere to park, and so I don't go to banners. Especially except I'm using Uber, but I don't like banners. I go to brands to get. So we have that understanding that if it's not working or something goes wrong between a period of time, I'll be able to return it without having issues. I saw that issue here in London where we got something, and the next day or 2 days after, we had to return it because it wasn't, you know, not like the phone fell down, but we see that it was slow, it was not working well. We had to return it. And so we had to change and take another one. So these kind of things should not bring issues, should
Yes.
not, except of course the phone is not a new one as well. Most time in banners you see
Second.
London use, second hand use and all that. Those ones they just buy from people and resell. So in that case as well, you know that they can really refurbish it, package it, and it look as if it's working well. And you get home, you find that it's something else entirely. So it's good also that the police actually came to restore calm. But Nigerians should know
Refuse to
the
collect the phone, it means that he knows that that phone is really faulty. Because why did he refuse to collect it? If he knows that the phone is not bad, I think maybe he would have collected it and give the man another one. But for him to
But
refuse and actually want to fight those soldiers,
But was
it
it
means
the same day the man returned it, or he
yes,
bought the previous day?
no,
It was the same day.
Even if it's the previous day,
even
please.
if it's the
phone
previous
was
day,
faulty. The
Uh-huh.
next day,
Even
he
if
came
you,
back
you
the
know,
next day.
if I buy something and I cannot return it that same day, it doesn't put me at fault. I should have a grace of a minimum of a month. If the thing is not working as stipulated or as stated, I have the right. In fact, it's in the consumer right here in the UK. You understand? It's called the consumer right. And this, anyway, these things are in the law. They're in the law of the Nigerian state. Sometimes we think it's not there. It's there. But who is enforcing it? Is it the Nigerian police, like Princess Rally said? You go and call them, they ask you to write too many letters and they try to make sure you pay. And sometimes they don't have way. Anyway, that, on a good day, that's a civil matter. It
And
shouldn't be
even
police.
the military should have acted more responsible. If
Exactly.
somebody is taking them there, they are meant to go and settle and not to go and
Exactly.
fight.
But
They are
you
not
know
Exactly.
that
meant to
they have
take
military,
sides.
that people are always
They should
scared
have
of
acted more
Yes.
responsible.
Yeah, because if you bring in military to victimize me, if you bring me military, I'll tell you, what's your business, military? This is a civil matter.
This
That
is
will be my
simple
message
matter,
to the
yes.
military. I will not be friendly. You understand? Because if I say something to you and there's an issue, it is meant for us to resolve it or we'll go to court. There's a court meant to resolve civil issues,
Civil
not military
issues.
coming to come and victimize me. I will not be
Yes.
kind to you. And I agree with you completely. So what happened in Lagos? Let's just have that before we go quickly into. So the same incident happened, a police abuse issue, right?
Yes, a policeman actually assaulted a lady, Aderele Haisha, though she drove against traffic and she had come out to apologize.
She
And
don't
the
need to
police,
apologize. She need to pay for it. Understand? If you drive against traffic in Lagos, they are very strict. They send you to psychiatric home. I really like the new laws, and it's happening in Abuja as well. Princess
yeah,
can testify to that. If you drive against traffic, if only a mad person will drive against traffic, so you need to be test. You need to go to the psychiatric home.
and be
I agree.
tested.
You understand? Because if we, that is why orderliness is an issue. Sometimes in the UK here, I'll say they will tell you the estimated time. There will be a lot of traffic ahead, but you will know when you will leave the traffic because people will stay in queue. We'll be moving, and soon before you know, you're out.
Yeah.
You understand? But if we're gonna beat the traffic, or we're gonna go and drive one way like we used to do, and some idiots call themselves policemen who are going nowhere, who are now slave to some, who begin to use siren to enslave us, we'll get back to this. Anyway, tell us a little bit about that story before we quickly run away from there.
Okay, yeah. So the policeman that stopped her actually assaulted her in the process of trying to correct her, assaulted her, and she took up the case, reported the police to disciplinary office. Now, reports reaching us this morning is that the police has been arrested for assaulting the lady, and she has been detained, and he has been detained, and the lady has been told to right then to drop an apology letter, which she did. She wrote an apology letter. She apologized to the Nigerian police and to the Nigerian citizens for driving against traffic. So, but the Nigerian police that assaulted her.
All right, well, that's good. The policeman, you don't have right
The
to assault the person.
the the issue is that, yeah, in as much as police, don't have right to assault these people, depends. I don't know what people say is assault. Maybe they are forcefully trying to bring you down to make sure that you have to, don't drive that car again. So we used to see them in Abuja sometimes. A case study of my friend Mariam, who who was actually making calls, not using seat belts and driving. And when the road safety actually caught her, she was trying to yell at them. She was busy. She got a news. She was not even trying to, behave herself in their presence as well. And they had to seize the vehicle. And as at the time she called me, it was very late at night, and I told her there's nothing I can do around 6 p.m. And so the next day, long story short, when I went to the headquarters to meet the commandant, actually apologized. I'm going to see to it that she does not repeat this. But the man said that he's not going to let her be, that she will go to psychiatric and stay for a while, because apparently she's not a normal human being, not using a seatbelt, making calls, video calls, and all that, and you're on a road that other people are actually using. That
Yes.
means you need to be checked. And of course, I told her that since the man said you have to go to, you know, the psychiatric, you will go. The money we can wait for you. You get your car, but you have to go to the psychiatric. And she was telling me to tell the man that she's willing to pay any amount, but she doesn't want to go to psychiatric. I said, no,
No.
you will go to the psychiatric. That's something that will be stuck in your head for a long time, and so you will
Exactly.
not, you will be conscious and you will not repeat this. And she actually did. She cried a lot, and they took her there. Now, when we went to pick her cars, the guys were not happy that we know you as a journalist covering, you've been on road safety for years, but your friend is not a good person. We didn't try to harass her, but the way she was yelling, shouting at us, maybe feeling you're a fine girl, people or whatever, but you will not allow these people to do their job, knowing fully well that you are at fault. And so, see, these are some of the issues. And I told her that, you be my friend. If this repeats itself, don't call me again. And when she went to the psychiatric, she was there for hours, and she was actually traumatized for over a month. And there is no how Mariam would enter a car without using seatbelt before even starting the car. And if you're there, she will tell you the same thing, and she will put her phone inside and drive. And so it has been a custom. So sometimes people say I was harassed. Apparently, you see a lady now, because she's a lady, they do that a lot. They yell at security people for no reason. You're at fault. Tell me the reason. A state such as Lagos, you're driving against traffic. Who does that?
Exactly.
Who does that?
And
even
somebody could
even
get
driving
killed.
one way in Lagos already is risky enough, because there are
Yeah.
rough drivers everywhere. And then you go on you drive against traffic, and then at the end of the day, they are trying to do their job. Now it has become a case of harassment. She has apologized. What become of the police officer? Anyway, I want to see the details of that story, or the footages of that story, before I will conclude. But I know that, like in Abuja, when ladies are involved, they start to speak a lot of grammar. Do you know me? Do you know my dad? Do you
I
know my
know.
father? Of course, they are the
Yeah,
children of
yeah,
the
my
women
husband
they
will
love.
deal with you.
But
You know
don't
the way they
forget
handle us
that,
at home.
yes,
Princess, the way you people handle
sometimes
us
they
at
call
home.
their husbands, they call their men friend, they call this. But don't forget that these are security agencies as well doing their job. You're supposed to do the right thing.
Yeah,
You're supposed
respect
to
them.
do the right thing. And so I just really appeal, and that is why I always end the show by saying, obey the traffic laws, because I have been a road safety advocate for years. Obey is not too difficult. It won't be more than 2 minutes. You are off that place. Obey and drive carefully, because any little rush and all that could lead to accident, could lead to a disaster. That's something that you would have avoided. I've had accident before in the past, and I know what I'm talking about. So people should learn to do the right thing, and also allow the security agencies to do their jobs. That is simple.
All right, that's a good one, Princess. Thank you so much. And I think we look at the good and the bad, and the right because sometimes we talk of the right of the Nigerian citizens. How about the law? How about obeying the law? Like I always say, in the UK, I will not sit in my steering. I will not just sit there if my license is not with me. If I no more have a license, I won't sit there. It's against the law. No, to just sit there on the steering, you understand? You don't do that. But in Nigeria, you drive without driver's license. Who does that? That is a lack of civilization. It's no regard for the law. And when we live in a lawless society, the repercussion is what we're going through now. We need to change that. And it's very important. So we want to tell the security office, don't victimize me with who you are. Hey, but you too, when it be fine girl, don't victimize the police with whatever power you have. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the things happening in the dailies. But I do know that there's big issue in Nigeria at the moment. Princess, we know there's the issue of flood again. Flood is coming. Oh, and we're not going to see what we saw last year because it was sad. It was hard. We were raising money here, especially in some part of Isoko and in Delta State. Flood is our name. Oh. People were displaced from their home. Reptiles were everywhere. And if we're going to see another one, have we learned from last year? Are there strategies in place to deal with it this year? Or we're waiting again for people to die?
The flooding issue is a very serious concern, and the authorities, NEMA has been saying that nine mint rather has been saying that it's going to be even worse than what we saw before. I know they've been trying to make that call. They've been trying to ring that bell, but you know that Nigerians were stubborn people. Sometimes I know that some of us are trying, but when we are not hit very hard, we don't react. Sometimes people just know that, okay, these states. For instance, let's talk about Kogi State. Kogi State is a state that is actually prone to flooding, Delta and Bayelsa as well, rivers. A case study, and what are the measures we're putting in place during the the dry seasons? Do we do anything to make sure that ahead of rainy season, let's do this, let's be cautious, villages here and there, and of course do not block the drainage system. Most time Nigerians we don't, is at that dying minute, and most time, for instance, in Kogi that is always, flooded during rainy seasons, the governor is supposed to have, a permanent IDP camps to know that during this period, these people can be evacuated, and after that, they can go back to their homes. We saw last year where two-story buildings were submerged by water and all that. And so Nigerians, sometimes even Lagos State, I'm already seeing flooded places in Lagos State. Some of the streets here in Lagos, some of the streets in Lagos are actually flooded as we are speaking now. Some of the areas in Lagos already flooded. And then what are the measures we're putting in place? And also, we saw in Asaba Delta State that the state government is beginning to demolish homes built on waterways and all that. That these places have been mapped out, not were not actually mapped out for buildings, but for drillages and all that. And so I am feeling that this is coming a little bit late because we're already at the rainy. Right now, there's so much rain in Nigeria already, and so I don't know what we're supposed to do. Maybe we should bring an authority to tell us what is it that we're not getting right. Because Nigerians, for instance, we've seen that East-West Road going from Warri to Port Harcourt, the road is bad, very bad, because of the previous floodings that actually broke. I didn't even know that water can have such effect on road.
It
The
does.
roads are,
Massive.
broken
You can
into
sweep
to
the
the
road.
main roads.
No, what?
Yes,
You can just sweep the road, man.
yes, and then we saw some of the bridges are along that road that already collapsed. So when you get to that part, you have to drive the same way with the other side. And now, up to now, those places have not been fixed. And now we're talking about a major disaster, a rain that will come again. And what of if this other side collapses? What become of that road or that village? And so these are some of the issues that, like, we have farmers already complaining on their farm produce. Some are already harvesting,
Exactly. It's funny.
produce that are not very matured because of the fear of floodings. And so I think we as a people, Nigerians, also you can't leave everything for government. You know very well that this place is my place, my terrain. There must be something I'll do to avoid flood. So I think we should start from the grassroots as well, the community. Sometimes flood is not something we can avoid. For instance, Kogi that have the biggest river, but sometimes too, we as other people in other states, there are some of these things we can avoid. We saw the video of the Anambra State governor trying to query a contractor or a commissioner for a job not well done because he said that during rainy season that job is going to become a problem. So these are some of the things people should have been doing, going to look at them, resolve them before that time, not the die minute, people begin to run helter scatter or no place to go. And I really want to call on some of the governors as well to make sure that they provide places for their people already because we know that there's going to be major floodings in some certain states.
Yeah,
Ah,
you're right, Princess. In fact, presently in Lagos, there are some areas that we need to look out for. Even NEMA had come out to warn people living in some areas like Alimosho, Lekki, VI, and so Shongotedu. Those areas are prone to flooding. So National Emergency Management Agency had come out to warn people staying in those areas. Now, one, they should avoid putting their debts in the gutters and drainages because some of the things that actually causes flooding. The moment you block drainages and
yeah,
gutters,
passage of
definitely
water.
passage of water, definitely the whole area will eventually be flooded. And do you know that even this year alone, over 151 buildings have been submerged by flood in Lagos, and it affected seven communities. So we need to be very careful. Even we can't leave everything alone to the government, of course. Even if they relocate the people, we don't still not go back to their homes. Of course, they'll go back to their homes. But and like I always tell people, I always love and preventive measures than fire brigade approach. Let us look for a long-lasting solution to these flooding problems, and not only in Lagos, Ebonyi State, Bayelsa State also have that issue. Bayelsa State is also prone to flooding,
Yeah,
and some
Bielsa
like
is
River State.
they
Yeah,
are very
but
friendly. Yeah,
there a lot. So we can look for a way whereby these things will not. We can actually stop this flooding issue that, and even
You
if
know,
eventually it
the
happens, we
thing,
will know that
David,
okay,
the thing is that Lagos, right? I don't know
yeah,
about Lagos. Apparently, people are blocking the drainage system,
yeah,
water passage, and all that. But a state like Kogi, for instance, there's this major river in Kogi State, right?
okay, yeah,
And so, and in Bayelsa as well. So sometimes it's only natural that when the water is over, river is overflowing. There's nothing you can do to stop that situation.
yes.
This
So
is
they
not
might
a
have to
case
raise
of
the dam.
village. Yes, we know that Kogi State is that part of Kogi State usually is submerged with water from this river during rainy season. And that's why we're advocating that the government should already know that a part of Kogi State close to the water is a place that there is nothing you can do when it starts. So you already provide a place for these people, not that dying minutes they are stranded and some are being, of course, last year we saw, 2 years ago we saw the number of people that actually died from Kogi State. And so that's what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah,
You providing a place for them, IDP camp or somewhere. The other time they died, but like how many before they were given one school like that? And at the end of the day, we're complaining as well that there was no food for them. The government just kept them and left them there. And so we are saying that things should be put in place just in case we see that same scenario of the river overflowing and coming into the city. At that point, can you stop the river? Can you stop the water? It's not possible.
yeah,
That is
princess.
not immediate.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was going to be my question. Can we stop the water? Can we? Holland is below sea level. They built dike. You understand? So the water won't get into the communities. You can raise the dike in such a way that the water don't have a chance to come into town. There, that is cheaper
If
than
that
this
is
one we're trying
possible,
to
then
do.
it's fine.
and the problem with
If
NEMA,
that is
National
possible.
and this agency, National Emergency Management Agency, I don't know why they're always fond of carrying out fire brigade approach. They wait for disaster to happen before they take actions. Like you rightly said, they can actually evacuate these people. There are times where they might want to open the dam. Like if the dam is overflowing, there are times they might just have to open the dam for water to flow. You can actually ask these people to leave for a while and later bring them back, settle them somewhere, and bring them back later. But NEMA, the problem with NEMA is they wait for disaster to happen before they start carrying out actions. In fact, at times it takes days before they spring into action. And that is what I don't really understand. Even if their
I
name is
understand what you're saying, David, but Daddy Chris is saying something very interesting.
yeah,
And so Daddy Chris is trying to compare that to outside the country where
Holland is below the sea level,
Holland.
below. So
Okay,
the
Daddy
water
Holland.
Chris.
can come and take them, but they're able to protect themselves with dike. It's the dike
Okay,
that is
that is
protecting.
Chris.
We have it.
I think that has to do with the foundation of that place.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
I don't want to agree or believe that we Nigerians we have that we actually having that in mind when these people actually built around the river or like Bayelsa for instance or rivers those riverine areas. I don't think we've actually had that in mind when they were actually building. So that maybe that might just be the problem. For
Town
instance,
planners. Yeah.
In Kogi, where you see two-story building being submerged by water, that is for you to know the water level. And so I don't think there's anything we can do. But if there's anything we can really do to stop it, I would be very glad, to see that these people don't go through that stress again.
In fact,
It's the
it's
duty of our
economic
town
waste. Like
planners.
you rightly said, like you rightly mentioned, the things that we're planting, people are going to harvest on time, prematurely, and a lot of things will just be going wrong. And that is not good for the country. It's not good for anybody. And those buildings can never be the same again, whether you like it or not. Water comes in, there is that tendency that the buildings are not meant to be soaked in that manner. It might collapse someday. There's something another issue we'll be talking about. Buildings are
But
collapsing every day in Nigeria. Which
but Daddy
something
Chris,
yes.
that's the duty of our this agency, town planners. I mean, before they can allocate a certain area for residents to live in, they should be able to understand the terrain and know that okay, this area is prone to things like this. They should. I mean, but I don't know what our town planners. I don't know what they are doing, and we have a
But David,
ministry.
David, do we really have time? Do we have time planner coming to my community to tell us how to build houses in my community? You understand?
Nigerians, we
My
Nigerians as
community
a
land,
people, we like taking risk. We as a
ancestral land.
people,
They tell you this is my ancestral home, this and
we
that.
like we like we
Yeah.
like taking risk. You know why? Okay, my house in Abuja, when I moved, as at the time I moved in, I had to call one my elderly father like that, Alaji. And then, do you know, as at the time I already paid and I was living there, I got to find out that that place is actually a water area. And then, out of curiosity, I was asking my landlord, why would you come and build in a place like this? This house is so beautiful, magnificent. And he said, na cheap land now, compared to if you buy better land for Abuja, he
Yeah.
made it was like sarcasm, the way he said it. But on a serious note, Nigerians, we like, they
To
will
go
see a
at
good land, but because of
places.
the money, they will try to have, maybe get the one that they can get, and they will still have
Affordable.
to sanfeel.
But
Yes.
Christian, does that bring us to the issue where David is saying that the authority should not even allow them to build there in the first place?
That is the thing. The authority should not allow, but the same authority, because they want to get money, they will allow you to do anything. They will say it's your cross later, you carry it. And so they will not be bothered.
Yes.
And
In
so these are
Jesus'
some of
name.
the issues. I brought an engineer here that said, even if that is you, people actually allowed to build in waterlogged area. It is not against the crime of building or their own ethics, but there are measures you must put in
Now,
place. There are
exactly. To
steps
make
to
sure
follow
the
before
foundation is
you
well
can
built.
build there. That was what the man said. And so if you don't follow these steps, that is what would not lead to a building collapse later, or a very new building. You're seeing crack on the walls like this. That means there's something that is wrong with the foundation, and that such houses are prone to, what's it called?
Collapse.
They're collapsing in the
Collapse.
future. And so these are some of the issues. It's just that Nigerians, when we buy, very well it's a waterlog, and I'm supposed to sanfeed, not just sanfeeding, waiting for a period of time after the sanfeeding before you start putting anything on top. But Nigerians will just sanfeed, and the next week they are what they're building. These are some of the issues.
Yeah, in fact, I saw one like that in one in Yaba area in Lagos. Though I don't know how that land is, but I noticed the building is sinking. A story building.
And people will
You can
see me there.
imagine people are standing there. From the window, you can touch the ground. I entered the
And the
building.
government is
It's
waiting
very
for them to
cold.
sink first before they will evacuate them.
Yeah, it's
I've
very
seen that,
cold.
seen something like that.
I entered the building from inside
And that
from
is
the
one
window. I'll
thing
be
with
touching the
Lagos.
ground.
This your
But
Lagos,
like,
David. This your Lagos. People, I don't understand. This your Lagos. You will see a place that is supposed to be for one bedroom. They will build 5 bedrooms or 5 story there. These are the issues.
yeah,
I think because of the land issue, so people try to utilize it. In as much as they do that, you're supposed to think about the safety of people as well. Look at Balogu Market. I always go to that market. Look at, there is no space anywhere. Buildings coming each other. Buildings, so they are so close that human being can barely pass.
That's why
And so
I
these
said
are
God
some of
is
the
laughing at us, princess. God is imagining the whole land, the whole world He has created, so much land. We are fighting over a very small place. Whereas we have a lot, but we kill ourselves over one. In fact, the Igbo people, Mary will tell us a little bit more. The Igbo man go kill because of one land when his papa died for her. But the whole place is open. There's so much land in the world. We're killing ourselves over some stupid piece of land. Sorry about that. Listen, let's go on a break because we have a lot to go on today. We need to review the newspapers. We've always tried to avoid that. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Nigerian papers. They have a lot in stock for us today. I've taken to look some of the headlines. I know the issue between Labour and the government is still there. And those state election is still kinking some one way or the other. Let's go on a break. Let's go on. All right. Let's
And
go on a break.
also, I
Go on.
can't wait to speak on Atiku and Obi alliance. I don't know what these two are up
Oh,
to,
well,
but
man, this is gonna be funny, man. It's not. I can't wait to see that. Let's see the headlines on that. Don't go away. We're gonna bring that right back to you. Don't touch that button. Stay with us.
Ooh la la! The second edition of the Nigerian Week London 2024 is here.
It's another blend of arts and culture, entertainment, business, and networking activities.
A week-long extravaganza showcasing the best of Nigerian music, dance, craft, fashion, and businesses.
Taking place at the prestigious Lighthouse Theatre, 262-274 Camberwell Road, London, SE5 OAY. Date 22nd to 28 July 2024.
Tickets are available at everbright.com. For partnership and sponsorship, please visit superiorradioandtelevision.com
or call +4407 459 513 619 or +4420 3623 8755.
Email info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com/Nigerian Week 2024.
Come and experience a nation's culture that resides in the heart and in the soul of its people.
Hello, you're welcome back, people. It's a funny word. Here we go. Princess is Wake Up Nigeria, and a lot is happening, even within SRTV here. I don't know some of the messages I'm getting here. It just make me laugh. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the papers. Where is Abuja and Lagos now? I'm sure it's network. You see, I hope that one day that the network in Nigeria will be like as we have it in the UK. But Nigerian network is quite good. Maybe it's where we are. Mary, what's happening to your network, man?
Well, no, it was not network, it was NEPA. They will bring us. I know the camera is connected directly to.
Yeah, so takes you off and on. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the papers this morning.
Okay, I think we'll start with the Punch. As usual. The big headline on the Punch says Dangote petrol supply. Federal government may slash 6 trillion naira for imports. The writer says 520 billion naira monthly for imports expected to drop as Dangote begins supply in June. And you can find the story on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. And here we have another story that says oil production nears 1.7 million BPD, NNPC, coming from NNPC. And that story is on page 27 of the Punch newspaper. MPC may raise interest, may rise interest rates against Tuesday. And you can find that story on page 29 of the Punch newspaper. We have another story that says CBN, SEC, fine 9 banks. And that story, fine 9 banks, 678 million naira. And that story is on page 27 of the Punch newspaper. Here we have another story that says 386 abductees rescued during Sambisa clearance exercise coming from the military. And you can find that story on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. Here we have another story that says 8 manufacturers suffer 627 billion naira forest losses. And that story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Cocaine seizure. NDLEA declares couple wanted. And that's the reason on page 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. Another story here says federal government begins housing construction in 4 states.
I want to see those 4 states, whether there is justice in Nigeria, whether it is distributed across the senatorial or the zones, the so-called South, let's hope that it's distributed that way, because that's federal government doing their thing. But I think the one side,
the story on page 27. The last story here says helicopter crash. Yes. Iranians praise for missing president, and this coming from minister. And that story is on page 43 of the Punch newspaper.
Unfortunately, the president is dead. It's confirmed dead this morning. Sad news for Iran, and in fact, the world is a difficult place. My people, it's a difficult place. We need to just be grateful to God. We need to thank God for what He's doing in Africa. But you see a president of this caliber dying, and you see some people saying, "Yeah, it's good that he's dead," and some are crying. And because the guy apparently is a very hardcore conservative, you understand? Anything that Israel, and but he's a president that died. It's a
Not
human being
even,
who died,
yeah,
and
not
it's
even
not
only
the
that, sir.
price.
You,
We should
you,
not have pity at this stage. I don't
yeah,
care what political affiliate, whatever it is. A president of a country died, and he died in this miserable condition. The weather is not good. The helicopter has gone down. I think we should all show respect. That's as far as
yeah.
I'm concerned. It's a human being that passed away. I don't care where the human being comes from. Out of humanity, a human being has passed on, and it should be given. That respect should be accorded. That's for me, And I think at this point we mourn with the Iranian people as they bury their dead, and they bury their president. It's not the right thing to do. It's not the right thing to happen. But God knows why. I always say God is the owner of the world. Don't claim it. When the time comes, He will take control. But we mourn with you guys. Uh, another interesting fact there is Dangote petrol supply. So what is that going to help us to slash down the import of fuel? That would be good news. That would be good.
What they did say, he said that as from June, uh, no, not even one single 1 liter of oil will be imported into the country. So I think they are fully ready for us, and I hope that not just ready, but at least it will bring a relief to Nigerians, because I don't want to believe that selling buying from home indigenous, and then we're paying up to that 600,
No,
1,800.
Princess, you know the beauty of it. Even if we pay that, that money stays in Nigeria.
Stays with Dangote's account or pocket, not
No,
my
no,
pocket,
no,
sir.
no,
So
no,
see,
Princess. Dangote is one person. There will be
There's
people working
Nigeria.
there.
Are we seeing the money that decrease?
No, we will. The people working there will be paid decent wages. There's no way Dangote is going to die. If this money is too much, Dangote will just die. He's not going to be able to keep all that money. You understand? I think the money will go around. You see, you only control money. You don't own money. Dangote does not have more than 10 million naira in his home account. The rest are in the bank, controlled by somebody. I don't care about who owns the money, who controls the money. The money belongs to us all.
but Daddy Chris, it will be fair on Nigerians as well for us to have a little relief. Allow
Yes,
the
to get it
people
at a
breathe.
lower price. Yes, it will. In fact, I think we deserve that. Dangote cannot sell to us anyway. We did see that with cement, though. Dangote cement was not friendly with us. We were not
Exactly,
getting
sir.
any relief. So
I was coming to that.
let's hope we have relief this time. That the price
And
on
that's
the
why I'm
pump.
saying we should have relief, in as much as because it will be as if when we're importing, we were still feeling choked, and now we have the product here with us, not like they're importing and it's the same. So it will make no difference to the ordinary Nigerian man on the street.
Yes, because by the time we monopolize the markets, it becomes
Yes,
difficult for
yes, and
it's
so we've
become more
seen that with
expensive.
Dangote's mates and all that. So I think I just want to sincerely, or anyway, I'm optimistic that maybe, just maybe, this will bring kind of succor to us as a people. And so let's see, wait and see how that goes.
Yeah, but I still believe. I agree with you guys. I agree with you, and I still want to believe that Nigerians working at Dangote refineries will be up to 10,000 people, and they will be well paid, not the Nigerian wage of 100,000 we are fighting about now. You understand? And the job are not taken by foreigners. That is something we do on our own. And if we continue to encourage it, let me say this, Princess. Dangote may not have the facilities to compete with the international community at the moment to bring the price to what it's supposed to be. All right, because he's not fighting against people that have the machines already established for years. This refinery may need time to get to the level where it can begin to supply us more and more. My take is, if we continue to encourage Dangote refinery, he will probably build 3, 4, 5, and we have more supply. And when there's more supply and the demand is less, there will be price will be forced to come
From
down.
one source,
Yeah,
no,
That
from one
is the
source is still going
problem.
to be the same.
but this is the beauty
So
of it. Now
it's,
Nigerians are not stupid. There are a lot of businessmen there. I can see them. This guy from UBA. You understand? We have all the rich men. They are there. They've seen Dago. They started an example. It will not be up to them to go and set up their own refinery. Delta State is waiting. Come and set up your refinery. If already they have all money, go and set up refinery at home. Do you understand what
modular
I'm saying?
economy, yes.
Let them be motivated. If we can't, if I don't, I want to leave Dangote today. I'm challenging those other big boys to go and set up their own refinery and make money. Compete with Dangote. Princess, it will be unfair to fight the productivity of Dangote at this stage. He has come out, he has done something productive. Now he might think he has the power to keep selling at a particular price, but by the time another person say, hey, I'm going to imitate him, I'm going to make money like him, they will compete. The price will continue to go down. But the competition should be within the country, not the one. Then the federal government not tell us they're going to go and import now to fight Dangote. No, produce. Let there be production within, and the price will be bound to fall. That would be my take on this. I understand the emotion.
But will the government allow other people to invest in refining petroleum products? Because with the way things are, Dangote now, it's as if he wants to dictate the market. It happened in cement. It happened in sugar business. If you really look at it now, when Dangote took over cement from Lafarge and Elevate, the whole thing now became very expensive. Till date, it is still expensive. The same thing happens to sugar business now. Dangote dictates the market now. Now this is a petroleum product again. Are we not going to get the same thing that happened to cement and sugar business? We cannot keep monopolizing some of these commodities. It will tell hard on the people. Me, I'm indifferent about it. I know, yes, I'm meant to be optimistic, but I'm just indifferent. I just hope the government will allow other people to also invest in this.
The question is, Dave, I really like that point, you understand? But the question is, what are the other people doing? That Dangote as a human being is not able to control us and dictate our destiny. It should say shame on the big boys. I'm going to name them. There are so many big boys in the country. Dangote is rich. Yeah, we have other rich boys. Yeah. Black, bastardly rich. They all use helicopters. They don't invest like Dangote. Let me use the word right. There are more boys. You see them using helicopters 24/7. Do they invest like Dangote? Are they investing like Dangote? Name out the number of people that have helicopters in Nigeria. Supposing they do something, half of what Dangote has done. Look at what this Igbo boy has done now. We are in trouble. No airline to take us home. Air Peace is not coming to take us home. There is somebody that invests. All right, look at Innocent Moto. Innocent took the time and he invested. All those people use it and they are not the richest. So I can tell you, Air Peace, the guy of Air Peace and Innocent are not the richest. Yeah. We claim that Dangote is the richest. But these guys are doing something, saving the country. We need to encourage them. I'm even saying to them, you can steal. Don't want to steal the home money, but invest it. Because we can't stop you from stealing. It's your culture to steal. It's your DNA to steal. But you're going to die soon. You see, the General President is dead now. So I don't care when because they're going to die soon. Don't worry, kids. The time is so short. This one Tinubu is hearing now. You will soon hear the old president. They will soon be going. All those presidents you'll be hearing, their time, they have 5 years, 10 years more. They will all leave.
But that is not we always think that decrease. But this way they don't die. Nothing happens to them until they are done ruling.
They're not vampires.
They're not be God. They're not be God.
They're not vampires.
Anyway, but I know they can take good care of their head. But the bottom line is, when people compete in business like this, and it is within us, IMF will not be telling us how much our naira should be. You understand? We should stop this foreign importation of things. We cannot do alone. There are things when we are at a comparative advantage, like fuel, it should not be imported. You understand? Food should not be imported. You understand? And other things like electronics that we've not, which is a shame, but we can import those things. We can import cars. And the cars, if you're not seeing this producing cars, it should not more be imported. Anybody that even want to bring car to Nigeria should come and establish the factory. If Toyota is not in Nigeria, we should not be using Toyota. No federal government should be using Toyota. Nageloko. They will never let me win presidency. Because it's not the president of Nigeria.
That's all right.
It's a fact.
Anyway, let's move on to other stories.
Nigeria.
Yes. No, Princess is piloting it. So, Princess, let's go.
Yes, because of time, we need to quickly see other papers before we go. And but there's interest. I love this interesting story that say, I'm not with that paper. Mary, can you take us through the housing construction or something like that? Federal government.
Is it on the Punch?
It's on the
Punch. I think the very last one on the Punch.
Yes. Okay, is it one that it said 8 manufacturers suffer 627 billion naira forest losses?
No. I think the one the Princess is talking about, the federal government begin housing construction in the first place. Is that the one you're talking about, Princess?
Yes, yes.
The federal government begin housing construction in 4 states. That
The
is a
first,
very interesting thing. You
The,
understand?
mi- the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Dangiwa, did made that a statement in Abuja. And of course, this is aimed at, proving that the president, uh, um, president administration of, turning the country into a construction site or a construction hub for them. I don't know whatever that means by that statement, because I saw that thing on Twitter and I was very worried when he said we are committed to our promise to Tinubu to turn the country into a huge construction site and unlock potential of the housing sector to create jobs. That was what he said. I am quoting him now.
But
And
Princess,
these units, we have four states. Four states for us. They are starting from. Uh, they said they will be starting from Kanu, Kaduna,
I think I
Yobe,
saw
and Gombe states.
all
yeah,
those are
Gombe.
northern states.
Normally, that
Yes,
I
and that
expect.
after that, that
They should
after
shut
that, they will
up.
now
They
go
should
to other
shut
parts
up.
of the
They should
country.
start from the no. These are things. These are rubbish. You should go to the four zones. Anyway, that they're doing it is a start. It's a step in the right direction. Make Tinubu there. It's this thing we talk about every day. Share the resources, but if they have serious housing challenges over there, so let them start from there. But this is the beauty
Yes,
of it.
and I'm thinking also it could be the fact that we know that insurgency have actually ravaged most northern states of the country, and so maybe this is geared towards restoring and bringing the people back home, like we said. I just hope that this will not be another form of looting, because up till now, you can remember the time of Chibok girls, even the time of ex-president Goodluck Jonathan. A lot of people that were actually displaced and relocated to Abuja, the IDPs, they are still there, no hope, nothing. Some started working, some have gone on their own ways, some are still at the old ones, the vulnerable ones, the handicapped, they are still at the IDP camps there. Go to Area 1, you see them at Durumi. And so, if something like this is get towards that, then it will be okay. We know that, for instance, a part of Benue is gone, it's like a desert already. So if you're doing something like this for the people, it will be a good thing. But I just hope that, like I said, this is not something that you will come and it's very expensive for the people to access, or you will bring a set of class of people to occupy it or build for your family. I really do hope that this would be for the people, because we're seeing that it's going to be 500 units, this estates. I don't know whatever that means, but we do hope, and 1,250 units in four different states. So it's 1,250 for each state for now, and after that they will move on to other states. So my point is, when you do something like this, we know that the northern parts of the country have been so much ravaged by insecurity, insurgency, and all that crisis over there for years now. But let it not be as if it's not for the people. That is my worry.
Princess, my concern, maybe listen, at least some of the things I'm talking about. For me, this element of productivity, but this is my confusion. Now, the state government may be doing their own project on housing. Federal government is doing this cheap one on housing. However, the federal government is saying, okay, every state, as part of our policy to make housing to make the country a construction site, I will partner with every state by giving every state the money they are pouring in one place now. I'll give your state 2 billion each, and you will embark on a housing project in your state, housing estate for civil servant first, because I'm going to get the money back. I'm going to give the housing to civil servant and I'll collect the money from their salaries. So I'm not
Sure.
looking for my money back. So I give the housing to civil servant, and civil servant will pay me the money back. That's why you have to pay them well, so you can pay your. Because government is just stupid. They're asking you to pay them decent wages. I'll pay you decent wages, but part of it is your house. Your house, I'll take the money back. All I've done is giving you proper accommodation. And
But
now I
that's
have.
but that but that
Yeah, go
but
on.
that is fair.
Yes,
If you were building and you're taking the money back, at least
yes,
I know it's not something you will take once. It's a
Yeah.
exactly.
supplemental
It's
payment,
slowly, it's
and
slowly,
so they
princess.
will relax, and they will not bear the pain too much of
Yeah.
Thank
finally
you.
owning the
And
house.
that's how a wise government work. And
A
question
good
is, why is the
example.
federal government not working with the state to make housing a consistent means
Affordable.
of income to the federal government so we can continue to rebuild? Now, this is my concern, Princess. The one they're going to build now, maybe they're going to share it. So some people are free. And at the end of the day, the money will not come back and the government will not be able to sustain it. I cannot imagine people investing money without thinking of how do we continue the business. So if we do this, say you give every state, for instance, you're building only two estates this year, or next in the first quarter of the year, two estates, the other quarter of the year, two estates. When you finish those two estates, you assign it out. You begin to collect money back. So government is not collecting a lot of money from what, and then you invest it back because people continue to pay. In fact, it's a long-term project, but you know the money is coming, and you are creating jobs, princess. You understand? That's when you turn a place into a construction site. It's what the private sectors is doing. They are doing well. They build a site to us, and they use the money to build again. Some of them, they don't even build it. They show us the place, and we pay for the houses to be built. That's what is going on. They will use our money to build it for us, and we're happy. If the federal government come in, it will not be as harsh as that, and we will all have a good home, and the country will be getting better. And you know the beauty of it,
And even
houses will be planned. You will not have somebody build one here, one helicopter here, one is rubbish here. You don't allow that. It doesn't look good for a state. In London, there are some you cannot change the structure of the street. Princess, you see how they all look
no,
alike.
no, but I think in Abuja we've been seeing more of that. Recent buildings, the new Abuja master plan. There are places you go to in Abuja, you won't see upstairs. It's the same pattern, the same color. That is what we're trying to maintain as well. So if you go to some estates in Abuja, I give that to them.
That is the estate. You
For
should be estate now.
yes,
Princess, this is an
if
estate.
you if
That's a plan.
yes,
You understand?
that's the plan. That's the
Yes,
plan. So
plan.
some areas, I know some area in my own estate, in my place, you are not allowed to build upstairs. You are not allowed to build down, maybe bungalow. So there's a structure for upstairs at the other side, and here is bungalow, and it's the same pattern. We don't know what you do with the inside, but the
Yes.
front and
The
everything, the
front, and you
fencing
can
and
you can't even
everything
change the
is
color. In some places in
yes.
London, you are not allowed to change the color of the exterior. If it's white, it should be white all through. You can't change the color of the front because we want the state to look to the country to look in a particular way. But princess, imagine if I'm the federal government and I'm banking on this, I'll be saying I'll be building two cities every year. Two cities because every one I build will be a city.
Do
So
you know that? Do you know that? Do you know that your state governors might just be the problem and hindrance to this
no,
move?
no, then we can put them in
Because
prison. Princess, we can put them in prison. We can deal with them. You see, if I'm the federal government,
because
I will be accusing
because
them every day.
because because
Oh,
right now the minister is still saying some of them are here to provide land. Some of these governors are here to provide the land, and we know that there is no state in Nigeria without land. And so maybe the state governor want to use this for their own use
maybe
or
Niger State don't
purposes.
have enough land. Maybe Niger State don't have enough land.
And so the minister is actually urging them to make lands available so that the project can commence immediately. Anyway, we
Yeah,
wait and see how that unfolds as we look on other papers because of
yeah.
time.
Yes, go.
Okay, let's read the Guardian. The big headline
I'm,
says,
I'm beginning to like Vanguard though. Why are we not Guardian? All right,
yeah, Guardian.
Guardian.
And
Okay.
the headline says NPC meeting decision. Further hike anticipated as inflation, interest rates converge about 30%. And that story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And there's this story that says a minimum wage. NLC rejects 100,000 naira as federal government labor shift ground. And that story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And here we have another story that says 2027 Obi supporters begins mobilization, set up harmonization committee. And that story is on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. Element on the axis and east-west road to sorrow, tears, and death. And that story is on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. And this story says bandits evade Abuja community, kidnap 4, injure others. And that story is on page 30 of the Guardian newspaper. And you have another story that says dozen flee Niger community over communal crisis seek government intervention. You can find that story on. There's another story that says attaining food security through sustainable is on page 14 of the Guardian newspaper. And these are
Well, I think Mary is going up and down again. Did you touch on these Obi supporters about the
Yes,
harmonization?
that's the story. She said she actually read that, and that's what actually caught my attention. I love the fact that Labour and government they are doing their thing. Labour should continue dragging them, but I like this story here of Obi. Supporters begin mobilization, set up harmonization committee, and that is when we know that there is no linkage between him or no kind of what paddy with Atiku. I just hope that these people will not be disappointed at the head at the end of the day, because there's actually a story on one of the papers that I have. Sorry, I'm not always
Yeah.
I'm going to look for that paper that says Labour did say they don't mind if you know uh I just want to read it the way I saw it. Anyway, I'm going to look for that
All
story,
right.
but I just hope that this will not this will not actually this will not make people to I love the fact that people are already gearing up, they're already warming up, but to what extent that decrease, especially
What,
now we're
what,
seeing Obi and Atiku on
let-
this alliance thing.
anyway, if the alliance is to support Obi movement, maybe I'll be going for that because I know Obi will be a good president. But my concern is this. I've said it on this show again and again.
This is the story. This is the story. It's on Nigerian Tribune that says this is coming from Labour Party. We will back Atiku Obi alliance to win presidency in 2027.
We're going to come to that, princess. But let's look at who is Peter Obi first. You understand? You see, my case is I have issues. I saw Peter Obi at visiting the junior pope, the family, condoling with them and all that. It was a very good one. You understand? It becomes for
He
me
did
now. Peter is now seeking for photo opportunities, and it's sad, very sad. Now, this is a man that could also that should be fighting for what he preached. Peter, you came and you said you want Nigeria to move from this consumption into production, and I'm expecting that even as a leader, you don't need to be in power to make those difference. What initiative are you picking on outside government to show to us that this is you really meant what you were saying? The pain of Nigeria in this difficulty should be your pains. It's not about winning presidency. I don't want to believe that Peter wanted to just win presidency like every one of them. But at the moment, that is what I'm saying. So the moment you don't win election, you go with like Atiku to Dubai, or you look for photo opportunities. That is what I'm saying. This harmonization is towards what? Winning presidency? No, Peter, harmonization should be about touching lives now. I don't wait till 2027. I want to see what he's doing now. Princess, do you know Peter can change lives if he want to focus on education? Now, in fact, he will begin to touch education. Peter focusing on education, begin to visit schools. Everybody will begin to sit up. You don't need to be in this thing. You understand that this is wrong, this is wrong. The government will be ashamed. The people will be ashamed. People will start to work. You can change lives now without being in power. And that is what I'm yet to see with Peter. So all this meeting with Atiku, with all these ones, they are not impressing me right now. Because I was thinking that I'm going to see a credible person, a credible leader, because he was a great leader from what he was saying. But right now, I'm not seeing that. You are behaving like Atiku now. When you don't win election, you go to Dubai. The next 4 years, you come back and say, I'm here again. No, let's win the election. Meaning you're only looking for power. I believe Peter can do better. I know I'm the one standing on my own. I'm not speaking for anybody. I know you people, all the Obida movement, they will hate me. But listen, none of you fought for Peter more than me. Nobody believed in him more than me. But right now, I am
But
concerned.
funny enough that the Chris, this is the fact, the fact that, Peter did not win election. We were actually thinking that we'll see more of Peter everywhere, making statements, doing things, trying to, still trying to be impactful, whether or not he's on that seat.
Thank you.
But we've seen so far that he has done very little. And the fact that he's not joining hands with the likes of Atiku, we know that they've not been very of I don't know how the
They're
interest
not
of the
really
country at
friends.
heart.
Yes.
People that have caused us mayhem in the past, the likes of Saraki and Atiku, is very worrisome. Peter is somebody that a lot of people look up to. They see him as different person, his ideas and everything. And now you're going to be shaking hand, doing alliance with these people. To what end is what we're asking. You can say, okay, I am not in that seat, but I will still be impactful, still bring out this idea, advise the government, do what you're able to do as an individual, so that this will even, create room for you, just maybe your next election or your next, what is it called, campaign. But we've seen so far that Peter is actually, I don't want to believe he's one of them, but I just want to see the end of this, new love of friendship
Uh,
with Atiku. We
Going to
move on
bed with
quickly to
Atiku
other
it's
stories
not a good
because of
one.
time.
Oh. Going to bed with Atiku and Saraki is a failure, Peter. It's a failure because they will influence you. They'll put you in the wrong direction. These guys have not. In fact, they might meet well, but they've lost their chances, so they should leave you alone. Anyway, Princess, that brings us to this important thing which Labour is doing. What is 100,000 again? The federal government they are jokers from 48 to 100,000. Are they not joking? You understand? Who can man, this is wrong. And this labor now, Moguna tell them, Princess, you know them. Tell these labor people. Bring us to the other story you're talking about. So let's go there.
No,
And then,
I
you
love
know,
I love the fact that that the labor is insisting no going back, right? Even though we know that the FG and the organized labor are to meet today, and NLC, committee, actually they've already, even before ahead of the meeting, they've warned the government that they should perish that offer they are offering right now, because if they are still going to bring that same offer or something close, they would not listen to it. And so I love the fact that for once labor is being very hard. It's no longer the time where today they call off strike, tomorrow they are saying
they've not
something else.
started the strike. If they call the strike, they will not stop. The federal government will know that because they're going to have the support of the country, unlike before.
Yeah,
This is
so
this
me,
is
I'm
working.
happy because you can't keep increasing commodities, food and other things, products, and the salary is still the same. It is not done anywhere, it's not obtainable anywhere in the world. And so this is a time for labor to to do what they are known for, what they are called for, what they stand for. And so we are backing them, and let's see to the end of it.
But this is your position. The other news you read now, Princess, about Labour saying that they will support. Is it Labour Party supporting it or Labour movement? I want to understand that.
Labor Party.
Aha,
Labor
okay.
Party.
Labour Party. Okay, I see. So Labour Party is a different body from the Labour movement. Even they are more or less
The organized labor is very busy with their issues right now. So I'm talking about Labor Party saying that they are willing to back, Obi and Atiku alliance just for them to, win
if
the
we win the election
20.
first, okay. But the question is going to be on the front ticket. We'll
That is
discuss
that
that
is
when
the
the time
thing.
comes.
Just maybe then they will start fighting again as usual when they get to that place. Sometimes we saw that with Wike, Obi, and Atiku the last time, and even Saraki. Sometimes they will be really buddies until they get to that spot. Okay, who sit here? And before you know, they are all
But
fighting again.
Atiku allow Obi to come now when it was turn of the south side, so of south, and going back to the north. I'm sure Atiku would have been more powerful. It might be too old then, but they never grow old. They never grow old. Well, we pray for them to God give them long lives and the ability.
Yes, and Mary, I don't know what's happening in Abuja. Bandits invade Abuja community, kidnap 4, injure others. And Wike is not doing anything about this. He's busy fighting in River State. Well, shame unto Wike.
Well, that's wicked for you. What can
Uh,
wicked do on this stage?
the one I knew about was one that happened around, that is after Suleja. There's a place called Sabose. So when you leave Sabose, the So they came there. There's one of my distant cousins. They actually carried her husband as well. Then, but one person at least was able to scale through. And what happened is somebody actually came to fight them,
Wow.
killing the guy. The other people escaped. But that my distant cousin, the husband is still there. And these people that requested for 200 million. So I don't know.
200 million.
Yes.
Where did they see 200 million?
It's not
Yeah,
really
these
sure.
are the issues. These bandits just want to make life more miserable. I don't know whether they don't know the
I
early.
was just asking somebody, say, so this bandit thing is really true. Like, just now that it happened to somebody I know. That's when I don't know that we are not safe. Like, they killed somebody at the spot. That person actually collected the gun from one of them. They killed him, oh, and they carried that man. Till now, they are still there, and the wife is heavily pregnant right now.
And
Well,
so and so the thing is that this bandit for me, I think, is a misplace of priority for them. They should know the elites. They should know their way to Asokoro, to Maitama, where these people live. If you can carry gun to the people that you're on the same course with, then you have actually lost it.
mm-hmm.
And then
The big boys are protected now. They have policemen guiding them. They will shoot. You
But now
understand?
they're always requesting for big money.
But the
Must it be
question is, if they cannot get to the rich men,
kind
they
of
cannot get to
thing?
their children.
that's the thing. You are supposed to get to them one way or the other. Their wives, they're doing business. They're everywhere in Abuja. So why are you fighting the same people that you are in the same, pot or the same place with? It's not it. And then you
Anyway,
demand
I think that the truth is the bandits
outrageous
are not freedom fighters.
money that you know that
They're
these people have
criminals.
not seen all their lives. They've not seen that kind of money. They've not heard of it. You demand it so much. Where would they get it from if you are not a
They will
joker?
not demand for 10 million, 20 million, 200
Even the
million.
10 million, where would they get it
Where would they
from?
get it from?
If they
Where,
have
where,
it.
where did people get 10 million?
The chairman of the meeting that the man was attending, they had to even call the chairman, called them because they called with one number like that. So they were able to reach them. They said that's the last 200 million.
And you see the problem with our security agencies, you see the problem with our communication services, that they are calling with a number. So it means they can be tracked, means these people are reachable, means these people are not actually ghosts. But
Princess, I
what
made
would they
one.
do,
Let me
security
tell you one secret.
agencies?
Something happened to me. I have a lady on my contact here from NTA. They sent me that, oh, that she's having a little problem of 100,000. They sent me an account that I should pay the money. It's somebody I would want to help. You understand? If she's really in that problem. She works at NTA. And when I got it, I said, okay, oh, I'm so sorry. I will try and do the money. But before I would send the money, I want to hear from her. You understand? Then the person deleted the account number immediately. He taught me because I should have saved that account number and use it to trace the fool. You understand? He knew what it was, that I already caught him, and he deleted the account number right
It's
there.
really
And I said
bad.
I made this mistake. In fact, it would have been on my case now. Somebody that worked with us there at NTA, in that NTA premises, I'm sure her phone has been compromised as we speak. In fact, I'll be telling Mary to reach out to her now, maybe after the show. So that's the kind of thing. They can be reached. If the security agent want to work and now begin to know who is asking for the money, which account is that, if you don't know, we'll go hold you first. Then from you, we know who have compromised your phone number or your account number. Because if the money
But
goes to,
banks can actually tell if it's, for example, Zenith Bank, First Bank, Access Bank, they can actually go to any of their branches and check the account number that they sent. They can actually fish these people out. But nothing is actually happening. They're not doing anything about it at all.
yeah, princess, you're mute.
It's
The
just
bank
that
account is private.
banditry, they are being, sponsored by the who know who, and they, of course, this is benefit. They are benefiting from it. So we already know the answer to that, and we're not going to waste our time on it this
No,
morning.
let's do
I
sport
only
before we close. It's
I
already
only feel
9 minutes.
for these people. And also before the sport, we know that as regarding the new tariff hike, a lot of Nigerians are now resorting to solar, which I think is something that is good. So they can now have their power to themselves. A lot of business owners, a lot of both small businesses. Even now, we see hotels. A lot of people, they are now going strictly onto solar, which is reliable. I have my dentist in Delta State. The man has been using solar for the past close to 10 years. It has nothing to do with NEPA. He's not using gen. it has been solar for that long, because he lived all his life abroad, and he came home. He said he cannot do with noise on the embarrassment of NEPA. You're doing something or you're with somebody and light goes off. So he has been constantly doing the solar thing. So I think maybe Nigerians, if you know you are really choking, in as much as it's expensive, try and just get that money and do the solar and breathe for once. So it's really a good one that
I
this
think we should
people.
think of a way of making it a business. People should now begin to learn solar installations, you understand? We should have them be such a good business, you understand? And perhaps we start our engineers to start making our solar in
Yes,
our
of course
own
they
way.
can. Yeah, they can. They can even make so much money from this, because we're talking about schools, hotels, businesses. Now everybody is now going straight to solar, because they can't deal with, even when you pay NEPA so much, you won't get the light at the end of the day. So what's the need of it? What's the essence of it? So I think the solar is the way forward, and this is a wake up call to our engineer. I think it's a good thing.
Yes. Anyway, we're coming to the end of the show, and we just want to say, for those of us in England, it's heartbroken again for Arsenal, and we're saying, Man U, they are addicted to this. They are addicted to this, but they are champions and champions. They won. They won. Anyway, there are two teams I like. I support both teams. I support from the that. Maybe I'm a racist in a way. Arsenal used to have a lot of black players. Kano was there. That was when I was in tune with Arsenal. And then when I was having this young boy Sterling in Man City, I support Sterling. And this I have to support my own, because we are not many. The white people, they have a lot. I have to follow the little young boys who are growing, who are doing things. So that's how I've been supporting these two teams. To see the two of them at the last stage, I would have loved Arsenal to take it this time. But Arsenal, these guys are stronger. Maybe you should now plan early. Arsenal tried to win at the end. Man City tried to win from the beginning. That's the difference. Learn to win
And
from the
maybe
beginning.
Arsenal would have won the match. It just you people are all overhyping this Arsenal. Maybe because I don't like them though. But
No, stay away from
But they
Arsenal, Mary.
won. They
Mary,
won the
stay away
match.
from Arsenal. Stay away from Arsenal. Arsenal is your
maybe
love.
they would have won it because Chelsea was not in form at the time. So Arsenal felt like they are now on top of the game. They're now talking down on Chelsea.
Mary, you see
I was
now,
just confused. Which one is
I
that?
will just sign off. The guy that is trying to marry you is playing for Arsenal, and now you are going against
But
Arsenal.
that is not
You
so.
hear this one,
Arsenal they were kind of because Chelsea was not in form at then. As of then, they were not kind of acting like they can play. Arsenal would have not won the match even from the onset. I know.
No, no, no. But Mary, if you want to enjoy good football,
Mary, are you a
follow
fan of
Arsenal.
Chelsea, Mary?
Yes, so big fan of Chelsea. That hard
The
fan.
Wow.
Blues.
Yes, the Blues. Yeah,
And
I'm
then
a
Daddy
Chelsea
Chris
fan.
is Arsenal. Then you, David, where are you? Where do you
I'm a
belong?
Chelsea fan. Blue is the color.
Can you imagine? This
Oh,
Tuesday, I'm
wait.
going
Daddy
to
Chris, you see,
punish
you
two
are
of
on your
you.
own. Oh.
I'm going to.
Okay, I will
Who said
vote
that
to
you?
Arsenal because of that decrease. I will join Arsenal because of that
Princess,
decrease.
where are you? Come, I'm not joining me, sir. These two women, let them go
I
their
don't
way.
know. I don't belong anywhere.
If you want to enjoy good football, follow Arsenal. If you want to enjoy good
And
football,
I
follow
go for them
Arsenal.
tonight. I go because you know what? I had an issue.
Because
I don't care. You can't say this one for me.
those days I bought. No, what I do is that if I like a jersey, I buy it. It's not because of the play. I don't even know them, but I know I have a lot of Mayu jersey. Then I have one Arsenal. I have one blue, and so maybe I think I'll say, I don't know. Maybe I'll,
You
I'll
just love
look into them,
football.
and then I'll choose one next time, so that it will be a balance,
Yes.
sometime.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, that would be
yes, the truth is, I was still in tune with Chelsea when Drogba was there. You understand? When I go, I turn the look back. I support Drogba. I didn't even like Mikel that much, but because he was always playing back
It's
home.
not when the
Mikel was
player
playing.
leaves, it's not the
Mikel would
club.
pick the ball and begin to run back.
No,
I
it's
know
not when
the
the
only
player
player
leaves.
was there. Mikel
It's
pick
not
ball,
when
they
the
play
player
go back.
leaves, you know the
I
club.
say, I'm not boy be
There
this
was a
one.
time we had good
The ball
players.
they play, they go up in the front. You dey fear? You understand? That was Mikel.
It's not when the
That's why I
player
was never
leaves, you
confident
leave
in
the
Nigerian
club.
team. Never. I never had confidence.
Yes.
Sorry, Mikel is it's like a younger one to me. But I never supported them because he was playing behind.
You're always going backwards.
And go ball, you the wrong, go back. Who's respect for you? You should be moving. Eh?
Yes.
Anyway, Princess, that's up to you to close
Anyway,
this.
that would be a good place to wrap up the show today. Thank you so much, viewers, for being on the show, and thank you, Daddy Chris, Mary, and David for being on the show today. Don't forget that just before we go, I want you to say something, Mary and David, briefly.
Ladies first.
Please take charge of your own security. It's very important. Let's not just feel so nonchalant about the security of the state. Be on guard, and please, at all costs, avoid night movement, because these people they operate most times at night. And make sure to be at home in the night and take good care of yourself. That's what I have to say.
Well said, David.
Okay. All right. Go out there, touch lives positively, impact lives positively. Don't wait until you become governor, president. You can start from your family. Charity, they say, begins from home. Begin to affect life positively. Look at your neighborhood, affect them positively, your streets, your community, affect lives positively. And also, if you must drink, don't drive. If you must drive, don't drink. But if you have to drink at all, make sure you are drinking water.
All right.
Anyway, network, I guess. I understand what David is saying. If you must drink, drink water, especially when you know that you will be driving so that you don't cause mayhem. And so please do not go and, uh, drive against traffic and then you start speaking grammar. Please do the right thing. You're an adult, do the right thing so the children as well will follow suit. Thank you so much for being on the show today. And then don't forget our shortlets outlet, they are out in Abuja, Lagos, just a call and you'll be there. All the comfort in the world, we have everything in place. It's just like a home away from home. Sometimes for your conferences, your birthday shoots, your bridal shower, Thanksgiving, after party, and all that, meetings, conferences, whatever you have to do, even work. Sometimes you just want to work from home or offices. It's a very cozy place you can go and relax. So call us today. We have cars to take you around with. That's a bonus to it. So it's a very good place to go and chill. Please do what to reach out to us today, and do not forget that our magazine for this month edition is actually out. Get yourself a copy, and it's a way to promote your brand, your businesses as well. Promote you as the person, what you do. So do what to reach out to us so we can showcase you. Don't forget our magazines are actually archives. You can keep these for another 10, 20 years. Even your born children will see them, and then it's something that your grandchildren, everybody will get to see them. Anyway, don't forget also the Nigerian week that is fast approaching. Is a way of we bringing us to the world, showcasing your amazing self, your amazing culture, your amazing heritage to the world. How can you not be a part of it? Just a call away. No matter what you do, no matter how big or small, just call us and we'll bring you to the world. And it's going to be amazing. We have food show, we have fashion show, we have film festival, we have business summit. We're going to do the real estate talk, agriculture. Everything is going to be packed full. So please do well to be part of it. And of course, remember today is Monday. Keep a positive energy while you are out there. Stay safe, like Mary said, and give a happy hand, like David said. Be your brother's keeper, and remember that peace is priceless. So let's always give peace a chance. We see you again tomorrow, hopefully, on the show. Remember, yours truly, Princess Cassie. Do not forget to follow us on our social media handles and leave us with your comments, share, like, and of course, we'll get back to you. Thank you so much.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than SRTV Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. SRTV goes a extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your SRTV Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 070-6237-9915 or 080
SRTV.